Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Coach Michelle podcast. I'm your host, COACHMICHELLEHONG. And for those of you who are new to my voice or to my face, if you are watching on YouTube or Spotify, I am so happy that you found this podcast. I am a figure skating coach that most of you have probably seen on TikTok or your social media platforms because I am that crazy girl that is trying to spread figure skating worldwide. And I have over 1 million followers on TikTok. And during the pandemic, my YouTube videos, my office training videos blew up thanks to, unfortunately, the unprecedented pandemic when all the rinks closed and people were searching all over the internet for how to maintain a strong body and their flexibility while they were off the ice. So yes, I am that girl, and I'm so happy to now be the founder and CEO of Coach Michelle Academy because it is the #1 place that is revolutionizing the way that figure skaters train through a happy, healthy, holistic approach. Something that I'm so deeply passionate about that I made several programs to help you guys train in the comfort of your own home. Whether you are part of the CMA Stretch Edition program or you're part of my CMA membership where I host 2 off-ice live lessons every single month for $20, then you know that I am all about building resilient bodies off the ice so that you guys can execute the difficult elements that you desire on the ice, like Beelmans, hair cutters, ice spins, axles, Russian split jumps, you name it. So if you are a skater out there that is looking to level up your off-ice training skills and your body in general, be sure to use the links down below. And I'm giving you guys 20% off because you're listening to this podcast. And on top of that, this podcast is taking my resource sharing even further. I really want to help you guys become mentally and emotionally strong and to also validate any type of struggles or anxieties that you have gone through, because something about this day and age is that everybody thinks that nobody on the internet has problems because you all see these highlight reels. But I am one to attest that mental health affects everyone. And I want to guarantee you that you will gain so many benefits from being a part of this podcast community. I truly want to shed a light on all the experiences that took a toll on my mental health throughout the whole entire time of me being a competitive figure skater, the whole entire time of me being a competitive coach. I am so grateful that I was able to discover this happy, healthy, holistic approach that has changed my life and has allowed me to heal and find the confidence to talk about all of that trauma here on the internet and share it with you guys. So let's rewind a bit. Let's go back. How did I even get to this point to feel this sense of confidence in myself? Well, before CMA, before social media, I was a young girl with a passion to perform. I loved being on the ice because I loved putting on dresses and I loved performing. The competitive nature of figure skating, though, did not allow for emotions and vulnerabilities to be shared. If anything, we were taught to shove those emotions down to our toes and to push through everything, push through pain, push through pressure. And especially on top of being in that competitive, toxic environment of skating in the 90s, there was a lot of pressure on me as a Cambodian American daughter whose parents suffered through war. And so anything that I was going through as a figure skating ice princess meant nothing in comparison to what they went through. So I felt even more insecure or unsafe to share my genuine feelings of all the weight and the intensity of being a figure skater and trying to maintain a perfect persona or a perfect image both on and off the ice. So I felt like there was no place to turn to, and I was so scared to even open up about what my struggles were. And so that brings me to where we are today, where I really had a mental breakdown, where it was affecting my skin. And as I entered my mid-20s and now I'm 32, I recognized that I needed to change. Even though I was making a shift in the culture of our sport by maintaining such a positive approach to coaching, I myself was still hurting on the inside. And 2021 was the biggest wake-up call to myself that I can no longer put on a mask of perfectionism, right? So I didn't feel perfect body-wise or image-wise, but I utilize my coaching and the skills and the accolades that I could help bring forward as a mask to all of my problems. And my problems are like everybody else's problems. I was going through a really big breakup. I was going through the uncertainty of the pandemic. I was living on my own for the first time and trying to figure out financially how I was going to support myself. I was no longer on my parents' health insurance. I had to prove to my parents, in a sense, that this career was stable, even though it wasn't at the time. And my health took a huge toll. And so my eczema flared up from my head to my toe as I was trying to hold everything together. And so that was when I started to shift and I started to ask myself different questions like, how can I be well again? How can I be whole again? How can I help others without losing myself? Because I cannot continue to live like this. I can't continue to be this strong, resilient person for my students and for my online community if I wasn't strong and resilient internally. And so I had to go to therapy. I had to say no to opportunities. I had to take a step back from coaching. I had to limit my hours. I had to make time for friends. I had to make time for my family. I had to make time to have alone time and self-care. Because I was a workaholic. I was posting videos nonstop, as you all saw, and I was teaching nonstop, and I didn't give myself any time to breathe or think. Even though I was aware of this, it's hard to not do that. So that's when my happy, healthy, holistic approach was born. And it's not just a tagline, it is genuinely a lifestyle that I eat, breathe, and sleep by. I want to make sure that I get enough hours of sleep. I want to make sure that I'm eating when I'm hungry. I want to make sure that I'm doing my skincare routine. And I think it's because I equated work ethic and being so disciplined to success that it turned into a whole burnout situation where I was no longer caring for myself. So, with that being said, I really want to help you guys be able to get through these issues as well, because I know you all deal with the same exact thing. If you are a figure skater, you are focusing on, yes, being the best version of yourself, but when you're going to competition and you see that these skaters have better elements than you, or they get a higher score than you, or your score is not increasing from the last competition, and your coach is telling you that you need to improve on this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and your parents are saying this, and you need to go get grades. How many things are being repeated in your head over and over again, and all that teaches us is that we're not enough, and we're not enough, and we need to do more, and we need to do more, and we're not enough. And so that perpetuating thought of doing more gets ingrained into our bodies and our minds. And that's the thought that we think will get us to where we want to go. But in actuality, I learned that when I stop being in productivity mode, my body got to heal and my skin started to see a shift. My mindset started to see a shift. I stopped equating my worth to how people perceive me. I stopped equating my worth to how perfect I could be. And so I really want to encourage you guys to be along this journey with me if you've ever felt any type of similarity, and if you want to get out of the rat race of trying to be perfect. And the lessons that I will be teaching you guys through this podcast is healing from eating disorders and weight insecurities that I dealt with, especially in college, overcoming the fear of failure, perfectionism that many skaters deal with, and cultivating confidence as an athlete and as a person, because I know a lot of the times many figure skaters equate their worth to which jump element they can land that day. And then it ruins the rest of their day if they didn't land that jump. So that is not a way for us to live. We have our whole lives ahead of us. And if I did not get out of that mindset as a young child, I would not be where I am today, where I've seen so many different opportunities flourish from me going outside of that limiting belief. And in general, I want to help you with your mental health, with your self-love and your mindset to support your dreams, not just on the ice, but off the ice, because skating is such a limiting sport. I truly believe that. I know it sounds harsh, but it is, because there's not a lot of opportunities in a sense to build a career off of it. As many other sports like basketball or the NFL or even gymnastics lens, right? Like there's only one person at the top of the Olympic gold medal podium, right? Where there's a whole team that wins in gymnastics. There's a whole team that wins in the NFL. There's a whole team in the NBA. And yes, I am so excited that they added the team event. But still, what about the other 99% of the people who didn't make it to the Olympics? You guys deserve success too. And I don't want you to think so limitedly that the Olympics is the only way to success. So I want you to understand that your dreams are bigger than just the Olympics, because the Olympics is only every 4 years. So I really want to help you through all your dreams. So make sure that you comment down any dreams that you're interested in achieving, and I'll definitely help you guys with any of the wisdom that I've had for over the years of being a coach, of being an entrepreneur, of being a content creator. There's so much out there. So whether you're brushing your teeth, whether you're warming up at the rink, whether you're driving in your car, or whether you're getting ready for figure skating competition that is coming up, I want you to know that I am here for you. Coach Michelle is here for you. And remember that you are worthy. You are worthy of every good thing in life. And it is challenging to feel that way, especially in such a competitive space like figure skating. And even for myself, that now that I am in the influencer world, now that I'm in the content creation space, now that I'm in the entrepreneurship world, it is so easy to compare ourselves to the top 1% all the time. I do that all the time because I always want to be the best. I would not get to where I am if I didn't have that competitive mindset. I will tell you that. But we have to teach ourselves to ground ourselves in our purpose anytime we get lost in that, because we're human at the end of the day. Comparison is going to be part of our journey, and jealousy is going to be part of our journey. Anybody who says that they haven't had those feelings, they're lying to you, because every human feels that way. So at the end of the day, I really want to thank you for being here. I want to know about your struggles, and I want to know what you guys want to hear from this podcast, because this is just the beginning. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but honestly, I've had to go on a whole healing journey, and I've been having to practice talking about difficult topics without crying all the time, because I'm a huge emotional being, and I want to be able to compose myself when I talk about the struggles that I've been through, so then I can be there to support you guys, and you guys can actually hear behind my tears. So if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to heal, if you're ready to maybe cry and laugh and thrive with me, then hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you don't miss a single episode, and I want to know from you what you feel is your current struggle. I think I asked this already, but I really want to know. So comment below if you've been struggling with anything specific that you would like my advice on. And I'm dedicating this episode to every version of myself who thought that she had to be perfect to be loved. And I'm dedicating this to you because I know how much strength it takes to think about new ways of being. And we don't have to stick with our old limiting beliefs. You guys have the power to change your life just the way that I did as well. So let's begin this journey together. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the first episode of the Coach Michelle podcast, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys so much, and good luck.